Yo. What's going on, man? Today is April 27th, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show, live on Twitter, also live on YouTube as well. Do me a favor, hit the like button for me as you guys join. And let's get into the one game that we have for the day. It'll probably be a quicker show, but I did want to I did want to discuss this game. Um, I gave out Celtics. I talked about them yesterday, but I actually gave them out whenever game five was. Right after they lost, I gave them out minus the 4.5. I think they get the job done today, but I want to talk about why. I also want to see if we can come up with maybe some people can help me out. I want to put together, like, since it's only one game, I wanted to put together like a little just like a little fun lotto, like a tenth of a unit little lotto play. So if anybody got any legs they want to share, DM them to me, or send me a request, drop them in the YouTube chat as well. See if we can collectively cash a little lotto today, man. I think we can get there. I got a couple legs that I like for sure anyway. So that's the purpose of the show, man. Like I said, just going over this quick game real quick, and then seeing if we can come up with a little lotto, man. Anybody got any legs they like? Like I said, drop them to me in the comment section. Um, Trade 30. Jamal say you on trade 30. Okay. Man, we gonna let's talk about it. Let's talk. So I'm gonna break the game down first, and then we'll go ahead and get into the little lotto. So Celtics-Hawks. It's a 7-point spread now. When the Celtics lost game five, I sent it to the YouTube membership and said, yo, I'm on the Celtics in the next game. Minus 4.5 was the number that I got on BetMGM. And of course, that number is now, I got it at a minus 120. Sent the picture in the chat. That number, of course, now is minus 7. So the Celtics had the game in control. If you guys watch game five, they had the game in control. They had a double-digit lead going into the fourth quarter, and then Trae Young happened. You see the Celtics kind of fall back on their heels, not play like they're capable of, and the Hawks took advantage of it. Specifically, Trae Young, he had a dagger 3-pointer. A lot of bonehead plays from the Boston side, from Jason Tatum getting a technical foul to Marcus Smart, foul on Trae Young, errant passes. So it was a lot of non-closing. I think it's important to pay attention to the body language of the players, listen to what they're saying in the post-game interviews, and I went back and did that. And you hear not Marcus Smart, you hear Jaylen Brown said, you can point fingers or you can take accountability. So I think that the Celtics get the job done today, man. It's a couple reasons why. So in my notes, what I got written down is that first and foremost, they're just I just think that they're the better team. We know that the Celtics have been the best, one of the better offensive teams in the postseason, but they've also been one of the better defensive teams as well, and throughout the entirety of the season also. So real quick, let me get I had some notes that I wanted to share real quick, just discussing why I like to play. And I know it's probably going to be some people in Atlanta. People want to, force a game 7. Maybe people think Atlanta turn into Miami and, could potentially force a game 7. I don't think I'm seeing it like that tonight, man. I don't see it like that tonight at all. I think the Celtics come out here and, get the job done, handle their business. Go on different runs throughout the game and, keep it close. But that's how I kind of, that's how I'm kind of seeing the game tonight. So, still trying to find what I did with my notes real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me get my other laptop out. See where I put this at. Okay, so I know exactly where I put it at. All right, so looking at that ain't it either. All right, so looking at Atlanta, when I gave out the 4.5, this was the main reason why. So first thing I looked at was the Boston Celtics specifically when they're coming off a loss in the playoffs. If people remember back to last year, this team historically, religiously, would win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. But they never lost 2 games in a row until they got to the finals and they was playing against the Warriors, right? So Celtics, they're 8-2 straight up and against the spread after a loss in the series dating all the way back to the beginning of the playoffs last year. And they're winning those games by average of 10 points. What you don't want to do is you don't want to trust the Celtics. I tweeted this out yesterday. You don't want to trust the Celtics when they're coming off a win, especially a big win. Off of wins in the playoffs over the course of the last 2 years, last year and this year, this team is only 9-10 straight up and against the spread. So it's something about them not being locked in after they're coming off a win. And I think that's what you kind of see. But off a loss, this team has been really they bounced back really well. Like I said, 8-2 straight up and against the spread after a loss in the series, dating back to the beginning of the playoffs last year. They're winning those games by average of 10 points. I also looked at road favorites that are up 3-2 in a closeout game in the playoffs in general. Those teams are 30-10 through the Killer Sports database. 30-10 straight up, 27-13 against the spread. That's 67.5%. They're also 24-12-2 to the under, which is 64%. So, these numbers say that the Celtics win, they cover, and that the game goes under. And that's how I kind of see the game going. I think that the Celtics bring their defense today, even though both of the games in Atlanta so far throughout the entirety of the series have gone to the over. And game 5 also went to the over as well. I know that they're going to be getting DeJounte Murray back. I really just don't think it matters. I think the Celtics are that much better than the Atlanta Hawks. What else? So just dating back, same thing. So road favorites up 3-2 in a closeout game. Like I said, 30-10 straight up, 27-13 against the spread. They're also 8-4 straight up and against the spread if you just look at the more moderate numbers. So since 2018, those games are also 7-4-1 to the under as well. And if you factor in that the road favorite is coming off a home loss in the last game, those road favorites are 7-2 straight up and against the spread. So a lot of data kind of support the Celtics to, get the job done today. I think that's also why you see the line kind of move in their favor because DeJounte Murray's back. So you would think that the line would come down. All the money's getting put on the Celtics here. The other way I think, I didn't play this, but the other way I think you could play this game is you just look at the Celtics in the first half. They've dominated pretty much every first half. They're 4-1 against the spread in the first half in this series. And they are the best offensive rated team in the playoffs throughout the first half of the season. Atlanta's just 10. I think, simply put, Atlanta can't move their feet quick enough. And you hear the commentators talk about this, the beat writers, they just don't move their feet quick enough to stay in front of these Boston Celtics guards. I'm talking about Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Derek White, Malcolm Brogdon. They just going to give them a lot of trouble, I think. And I think the Celtics also saw what happened to the Milwaukee Bucks, and they don't want to let that happen to them either. You hear, if you go back and look at the beat writers for the Boston Celtics that cover this team, they asked them today, after their shoot around, asked Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart, what were their thoughts about the Bucks losing, getting upset to the Miami Heat, and they were like, hey, it's the playoffs, anything can happen. So I think that's an extra, level of motivation, seeing the one seed in your division go down, and you also got to understand that now, all of the series got to come through Boston as long as Boston take care of this series. Because they'll have home court with the one seed, the Milwaukee Bucks losing. So the Celtics, should be able to get the game, should be able to get this game, done. Like I said, I played the 4.5 before it got ballooned to 7. Hopefully, the YouTube members played the 4.5 if they wanted it as well, because I did anticipate the line kind of moving. So that's why I gave it out as soon as the game ended in the last game. So that's what I'm thinking, how the game kind of goes. And those would be the plays that I'll be looking at. So right now, I'll be looking at Celtics first half minus the 3.5. I think, they're just a much better team. I also think that they probably win the first quarter as well. And then as far as player props, I still got them in my bet slip. I don't think I placed any of them yet. But we hit on Clint Capella to go under his 11.5 rebounds plus assists in the last game. And that line was 9.5 when I looked at it earlier today. His points have been bet down. They're all the way down to 8.5 now. I think there's still potential value on Clint Capella rebounds plus points to go under. And I think let me see what the line is right now. I want to say the line is so Capella line is 18.5 on FanDuel. If you look on Barstool, it's 20.5. So Barstool hasn't quite adjusted it yet. If you look at Clint Capella, his minutes have gone down in each one of the games. And last game, he played a series low in minutes because Onyeka Okongwu was in for a large part of that game, which is why it wasn't even a sweat bet. I think you see for the Celtics, I think you see a lot of Robert Williams in this game, somebody that can kind of help control the boards. So that's why I like the under. I would take the under probably on Clint Capella points. But I would also probably take the under on his rebounds as well. And I would also probably take Robert Williams rebounds over because I think Robert Williams plays a lot of minutes. His minutes have actually been creeping up in this series. So I think, looking at the from the center position, I think you see a little bit more Robert Williams in this game. And that's why I would lean towards his over 7.5 rebounds. I think it's a potential to have a ladder on his rebounds as well. He did have a double-digit rebound game. And I want to say, let me check real quick because I think I might still have it up. I know I was looking at Bet365 earlier, and they had his 13 rebounds. Let me see if it's still there. So his I'm talking about Time Lord specifically. So his rebounds are currently 7.5 at minus 145. And if you look at his rebound milestone and you take him at, let's see, so 10 rebounds for Robert Williams is plus 185 and 13 rebounds is plus 600. I think he had a game where he had 13 rebounds already. So I think, because the Hawks do a really good job of rebounding the basketball, I think the Celtics put the onus on making sure that they're getting the 50-50 balls and that they're, just coming out here playing, just matching the intensity that they know the Hawks going to have with their backs up against the wall. So those are the player props that I absolutely love the most. I also think Jason Tatum has a bounce back game. I think he shot 1 for 10 from the 3-point line. His 3-pointers were over 3.5 at plus 100 earlier, I think. And I think that's absolutely in play for today as well. I think when you just look at the volume that Tatum's been shooting with, he's taking the shot attempts, right? He's taking double-digit 3-pointers, I think, in every single game besides one. I think one game he shot 3 for 7 or something like that. But the volume's going to be there. And Atlanta plays no defense at all. So I like Capella under his rebounds plus points. I like Jason Tatum over his threes. And Robert Williams, Time Lord, over his rebounds is the way I would kind of look at it. And if I'm making if you guys joined late, I talked about making a little lotto for today. A little blunt money bet. Shout out to my guy Dream. And if I think it's the perfect game to do so because first of all, it's just a sprinkle. We're not, going super heavy, but it's only one game, right? Give you something to kind of, look for. I would only go about 1/10 of a unit, maybe a quarter of a unit, depending on, what you want to risk on it. I'm not big into the, super big lottos, but I do think that some of the things I kind of talked about has, great potential in this game today. So those are my thoughts on the game. What I actually played was the Boston Celtics. That line is not available at the minus 4.5. And I also played, that's all I played. So only thing I played, if I had to make a play right now, I would be looking towards Boston in the first half, just because they've been the best first half team throughout the series. I think the Celtics got to come out here, especially after losing, the way that they lost in the last game. They were outscored, I think, by like 11 or 12 points in the fourth quarter. So you want to assert your dominance and not be playing from behind. And the Celtics haven't been playing from behind in this series. So I'll be looking at Boston first half, first quarter. And I would also lean towards the under as well. I see S-Dot said lean towards the under. I think so, man. I think it's pretty telling that all of the games went over in Atlanta. So they 2-0 to the over in Atlanta. And the last game in Boston went over. So Boston typically bounces back on the defensive end when they have a bad defensive game. And they did let Atlanta go over their point prop. The game went over in the last game as well. So I think you see more defensive effort, defensive intensity. Boston also doesn't play with the fastest pace. In Atlanta, backs against the wall, they're going to come out, even though they suck on defense, they're going to bring their best defensive effort as well. So I would lean towards the under. Don't like that I didn't get the best of the numbers, so it didn't play the total. So those are my thoughts, man. Let me get Frag up real quick. And if y'all, like I said, if y'all got a leg y'all want to add to the parlay, let me know. And nah, Prolific. I won't hide after the Cleveland loss, man. Cleveland trash. They are done. They took my money yesterday. I know I gave out the Cavs in the trifecta spot yesterday. That did not work out well at all. And I didn't even do a recap, but I posted a recap on Twitter yesterday. Drew Holiday was another guy who lost for me last night as well. So I think 2 player props lost, and then I had the trifecta spot, but 3 player props hit. So definitely didn't break even. I was down yesterday. Hopefully I can get some of it back today. And, we'll talk about the other 2 games, the 2 game 6s tomorrow, Golden State and in Sacramento, and then my Lakers got Memphis coming back to town as well after they got smacked up last night also. So next couple of days I should be able to get my money back. I'm pretty confident on that. Let's see. Celtics first half. Jake says he's on that. Justin likes DeJounte Murray, 21.5 points. Yeah, that's that. The Heat are crazy, bro. It is crazy what the Heat did. I couldn't. It was hard for me to fall asleep last night. I was trying to process what the Milwaukee Bucks were doing. And it it was so. It's like, yeah, we don't got enough time to talk about it, but I could talk about that for an hour. Sean says Murray is going to come out swinging today. I think so. I think he will. I just think that they have the defenders to be able to put on them. So I think. I just think that they're overmatched, man. If Atlanta's not crashing the rebounds and, rebounding the ball well, I think Boston, Boston plays with the effort that I think that they will. I think they win the game. It's kind of similar to the Lakers. That's why I couldn't take the Lakers yesterday, because I talked about them being up, not a team that you really want to, back when they don't have their back against the wall. Some teams just perform better when their backs are against the wall. So those are my thoughts there. Let me get Finesse up. Let me get Dream up. Sean said Dream got paid on the comeback bets on FanDuel. He did. I saw that. I actually just saw that before I opened the show. Jamal says Trae Young 30, Jaylen Brown 30, Trae 2 threes, DeJounte 20 points, 2 made threes for all 3. Okay. Yeah, what's the odds on that, Jamal? I need more information. I need to know why you like them too. Give me a little bit more than that. Celtics smash. They got embarrassed last game. S-Dot says Scotty says DeJounte has at least 5 rebounds and 5 assists in every game he's played this series. Okay. I like the substance. That's what I like, Scotty. Justin says DeJounte Murray gonna ball, gonna be his team next year. Trae probably gonna be gone, and I'm a Hawks fan. Okay. Rich D4D says I think Murray gonna ball out tonight. I like his 21.5 points. What else? Jamrock, we ain't even talking about Memphis today, bro. We gonna leave that where it's at. What else y'all got? All right, cool. All right, so let me kick it to the gang real quick. Frag up first, and then I'll come to Finesse and then Dream, and we'll talk about this Celtics and Hawks game. Frag, you up first? What's going on, my guy?
What's going on, Chris? Man, appreciate you having me up, man. I didn't think you was going to do a show today, man, but I appreciate you having me.
Shout out Finesse, man. I won't gonna do a show. He texted me and said, "Yo, Chris, we running it today," and I said, F it, man. Let's do the show, man. Let's do the show. I honestly was going. This is what I was thinking. I was like, yo, it's only one game. I don't want to talk about this game because I already gave out a line that's unavailable. But like, we should like come together, just even if it's for 45 minutes, 30, 45 minutes to try to put together, a little
something.
Yeah, a little something, like maybe one straight, maybe a little, we got Dream in the buildings. We got Finesse here, so. Those guys can give us legs that they like. And I think we could, sprinkle on a little lotto or something, just to have fun with the one game that we got tonight. What you think about that, Fred?
Yeah, facts, man. I mean, like I said, I didn't think he was going to do one, so I ended up dreaming the DM talking about I was just going to make a space and just invite him to chop it up for a little bit.
Hey, Frag, let me know when you want to do that, bro, because I'll definitely come in there and be a fly on the wall any day of the week, bro. I used to love when Finesse used to hold spaces, so I didn't have to do it all the time.
Thanks, man. Definitely host for one of these days, but yeah, quick little recap, man. Went 2-1, but the 2 team totals hit. Crazy thing is, man, I'm thinking the full team total for the Bucks was going to be sweet. I come out of work. I see these guys are tricking off in the fourth quarter, like 5 points in the fourth quarter, like 2 minutes left. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
They end up making that sweaty, but they end up getting there. Curry didn't get to his points. Got a couple good looks, went 2 for 9 for 3. So, I mean, the volume was there. He ended up with 30. So, I ended up losing a little bit, like a quarter of a unit from the sprinkles. But kind of broke even from the unit plays, and then the team totals came through. So, I mean, not good, but wasn't bad. So, a couple looks I got. First one, I'm going to DeJounte Murray. Actually, I see a lot of people on 21.5. I kind of like his first quarter points, 5.5 on DK. It's like minus 110. I just look for him to come out aggressive, man. His team, they held it down for him. Not a lot of people expected him to win that game. They shouldn't have won the game. How it kind of, Celtics kind of tripped it off. So I just look for him to get aggressive. I'm looking at his game log. He plays pretty deep into the first quarter. He plays into 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and then he checks out. So just make 3 shots pretty much.
What is it? 6.5, right?
No, 5.5. So
5.5. Okay.
Yeah, just 3 buckets in the first quarter. Could get to the line. Marcus Smart, sometimes commits fouls that he shouldn't be committing. So I like that look a lot. I just think, comes out fire, holds it down for the squad. I mean, it should be like if I was in his position, I would definitely try to come out gunning. Just, they held it down. Like they were supposed to win that game, and to play another game at the home at the crib playoff game. And one thing I like about him, he does seem like a gamer. I mean, you see him like patting people on the head and shit when he makes 3-pointers. He just seems like a guy that's gonna come out and hoop. So I like his 5.5 points for his quarter. Second look I got, I was debating on Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. I see they got Jason Tatum 30.5. Honestly, I don't like what I've been seeing out of Jason Tatum this series. He's just settling way too much for me. He's shooting way too many 3-pointers. So I'm going Jaylen Brown. If you look at the last 2 games, Jaylen Brown's getting real busy against these boys. He's getting cross matchups with Bogdanovic. I mean, I know they got they got Murray back, but I mean, it's I think Jaylen Brown's a different level. And the most thing I like about him, he gets to the rim. He attacks
he don't do all that settling. Yeah, you're right, Frank.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Relentless. He gets to the rim. That's my biggest harp on Jason Tatum. He just sometimes settles a little too much and then keeps settling when the jump shot's not going. So it's just like, damn, bro, get to the damn rim. Like,
just see the ball go in, right? Now I'm with you. I'm with you.
I feel like,
I'm interested to hear what Finesse got to say about that when he go too, because Tatum he'll put up a stinker, boy, 1 for 10, and don't even try to get to the free throw line. None of that.
We get no free throws. Don't get no mid range going. He sometimes goes from not to keep going, but just from outside to in. I like JB because he goes from inside and out. He works from close range and then he gets it going out of And the last 2 games, I can't really ignore what I've been seeing, so I'm gonna go with him 26.5. It's like minus 135. I got it at. I'll take that. And then just a couple sneaky looks that I haven't got to yet. But DeJounte Murray's threes and then John Collins' threes, I know they kind of been hitting, especially John Collins, man. If you've been watching these games, man, they've been leaving his ass wide the fuck open in that motherfucking corner, man. And at the crib, he might get a couple less shots with Murray back. But, I touched on how Murray said he wants to get him the ball and stuff. So his 10.5 points is something I was looking at as well. It just, I don't really like John Collins as far as like offensively sometimes, and he just can kind of just be a stand in the corner guy and not really get a look. They don't really run anything for him. So I just found it funny that he had his pretty much best game in the season. I think in the playoff game, must win. And they got his points at 10.5. I know Murray's back, so the usage is going to drop, but I just thought that was just kind of sketch. And I seen a bunch of people hit on his threes last game, so I'm not, I said it before, like as far as, the train is already moving and shit. I'm trying to catch up, like, you know what I mean? Like,
You don't want to be late to the party.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to, bet this shit and I just, he come out and just put up a stinker, I'm just kind of chasing off the last game log, but sometimes you got to just look. But I've been watching the game and shit, and he's just been open. I mean, it's, he's not like some deadly 3-point shooter, so I think the Celtics would rather give that up instead of letting Murray or Trey or them other guys get off. So those are 2 leans I was looking at. Murray threes is also what I said, like they're kind of leaving him open. He's not some prolific 3-point shooter. They rather have him shoot threes than probably get to the cup and mid range stuff like that. So just like I got two plays just for now, the half a unit. Murray over 5.5 points first quarter, minus 115ish. And then Jaylen Brown, 26.5. I got it minus 135.
JB over, you said 26.5?
Yeah, I think it might be 27 now. I'm not too sure. But I got 26.5.
Okay, cool. Okay, Frag. Appreciate the looks, my guy. Hey, Frag, real quick. I'm going to ask everybody this question when they come up. Do you think, so the total in this game opened at 232, I want to say. And it's down to 230.5. The anticipated team totals for this game are Boston 119 and Atlanta 112. 119 to 112. What Do you think the game goes over or under, Fred?
The thing I'm looking at, the thing I had handicapped yesterday too for my team total with the Bucks and stuff. I think Atlanta, honestly, I could only lean over because the way Atlanta's going to play offense, they're going to look to run and gun. They're going to look to get up shots early and often. They're not going to want to go against a set Boston defense. That's something that we know is tested and, can win games for them, their defense. So I think, early shots in the possession, we're talking like maybe, they're shooting shots with 17 seconds left in the shot clock. They're not looking to, run slow offense like, say, the Knicks and stuff like that. Like, so I can only lean over. I mean, we know Hawks not playing any defense, so I mean, I got Jaylen Brown pretty much to score 30 today. So I just think over. The best way the Hawks can, I mean, they're only going to win outscoring the Celtics. They're not going to beat them defensively. So
you lean Hawks. You lean Hawks plus the points too, Frag? Would you take them if you had to play it? If you had to place a bet, would you take the points with the Hawks, or would you lay the 7 with Boston and say they win the game by 7?
Honestly, man, I would just go with the home team, man. Just the way the desperate, people come out desperate. They're just going to be shooting a lot of shots. They might not make them. Boston, maybe Boston wins people say Boston going to win the game. That's cool and so. They could win and not cover. Boston just tends to just trick spreads off, man. They just, they'll look so good, for 3 quarters and a half, and then at the end, it's just like, they start chucking bullshit. Marcus Smart starts, flopping and fouling people for, not just, I don't know, man. Boston with the big spread at the crib, Atlanta at the crib. Honestly, I wouldn't pick anything, to be honest. I'm not.
Got you. I just wanted your opinion. I'm going to ask everybody that come up. I appreciate that, Frag. Appreciate the looks too, man. Frag is on DeJounte Murray, first quarter points over 5.5, and Jaylen Brown. 26.5 if you can find the number. I think he said it went up to 27.5, and I can get some. I can get some.
I think it moved up. So,
I'll get some confirmation.
Give lines that moved, but that's what I got. I'm just, giving what I got.
You probably can still find it though. Let me check real quick, and then I'm kick it to Dream, kick it to Finesse, then kick it to Dream.
You could probably put his like 25 points, and then maybe just try to find like a different, like a parlay piece. Maybe maybe Dream got something. He could just like lower his points, and then probably add somebody like maybe Trae Young assist or.
No, it's still it's still 26.5 everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah,
perfect then,
FanDuel got 27.5, but it's plus money. Unibet does as well. Bet Rivers does, but yeah, 26.5 best odds are on Bet Rivers and Unibet minus 109, and then FanDuel got a minus 110. Barstool's also got a minus 109 as well. Okay, appreciate you, Frag. Finesse.
Actually, one last thing, my bad, Chris.
Whatever.
I just want to give a shout out, my bad, Finesse. Just shout out to Stephen, man. The Knicks is up. They done put a whooping on them Cavs yesterday. Boy. So shout out Stephen, man.
They almost made me go to bed early last night, Frag, with that trifecta I had, that reverse trifecta I had out.
Yeah, boy. Pick that up. I just want to shout out Stephen, man.
For sure.
He's a good dude. So.
No, for sure. Let me kick it to Finesse. Oh, real quick. Speaking of Stephen, Jeffrey came back. He was the guy yesterday in the chat that was talking about the Homer picks that Stephen was talking about. He was giving out, and he said, "Props to my NY homie with the biased picks. Got me paid." So I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it. I'm glad Stephen got some people paid yesterday. Finesse, Mr. Boston Celtics beat writer, Mr. Bleed Green himself. What's going on, my guy?
What's good, bro? You feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What's going on with you?
Yeah, shout out to the Knicks, bro. Fuck the Cavs. Yeah, it was terrible, bro. I was embarrassed for them. But yeah, I'm gonna try not to take it as disrespect that you ain't want to do a space on the day my boys play. But I mean, it should be a great game. I got a lot of thoughts. I haven't locked anything in yet, although I probably will. Starting with just the game itself with the spread, I'm not capping this game from an analytical perspective because that's just not the way we play. We don't. 80% of the time, we don't play up to our analytics. It's way more of a mental and an effort kind of game, and it should just become a trend with us. Trying to put the fandom to the side, I do think we come out and smash these guys. We're head and shoulders above this team in every facet of the game, and I think that the magic fairy dust kind of wears off. That shout out to Trae Young. He made an incredible shot to extend the series. The way he's been shooting the ball, we'll give him that shot. Still a decently contested shot from 30 feet out, 32 feet out. You know, we'll take that, and he made it. So make a miss league, and he made the shot to extend the game. And I don't want to discount the expected effort from Atlanta. Again, they're not trying to go home. They're at home. They're trying to extend the series too. So, you know, I think we get hunger from both ends. You know, the chalky square part is obviously Boston wants to end the series. Obviously, Atlanta wants to extend the series. I think the line is telling. It being -7. I think we do have trouble covering spreads. We play sloppy, especially with big leads, which leads to not covering spreads, as Frag was talking about. I think 7 is a gift in this spot. I think if we play, and again, this is the weird part because we normally don't. But if we play how we should be playing in a closeout game, how we should have played last night, in Game 5, we should beat these boys by double digits. So I'm heavily invested and probably gonna make official first quarter, first half. First quarter was 2.5, or 2, I think, and first half is 3.5. I like both of those numbers. I may kind of take one down, pair it with something else, because like I said, you know, if we come out and we look like lackluster, every single point is gonna count. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think we turn up the defensive end. You asked the question about the over/under. I think if you expect Atlanta to win or cover, I think it's an over game. I'm not expecting that, so I expect the game to go under that total. I agree with the steam on the under. We should be amplifying the defense and having offense come second. If we prioritize the defense, which we should, it shouldn't be that hard against this team. We have the scheme, we have the individual defenders, and we have the team defense to be able to hold these guys under 105 points. And if we don't, then we're just not, firing out all cylinders. So, again, I didn't make anything official for the game. I'm 90% there, first quarter, first half. But that -7, a full game spread, I'm scary on that shit as of right now because of what I'm seeing. So, from a prop perspective, Frag mentioned JB. I do think it is more of a JB game rather than a JT game. I think they can both go for 30 easily against his defense. I like Tatum threes, whether you want to take 2+ or 3+. Guys, I've mentioned it before. I think he's going to take 8 to 10 of them. Whether they're good shots, whether he's settling for shots, I think he's going to take them. I think the volume's going to be there. So I'm not mad at I think only 3+ is playable because I think his line is 3.5. So I much prefer the 3+ pair with something else. Next leg, I like bogey 2+. 2+ threes. That's covered in every single game in the series. He's another guy that I expect the volume to be there. I think he's going to take minimum 5 or 6. And with a guy like that, he's going to get his looks, pretty decent looks. So I like both of those guys. Yeah, we just gotta take care of business, bro. That's really all that is. I'm trying to skim, make sure I wasn't missing anything, but I lean us to win and cover the game. But heaviest leans will be first quarter, first half, and I'll probably make a little 3 parlay or do something like that with JT and Bogey or maybe JB 2+, something like that. So again, ain't locking anything in. But that's how I look at the game. I hope we close these boys out. I think if we don't, we do it in Game 7. But we should not be playing tonight. So I think we come out firing. I think our defense plays a lot better and box these boys up. So that's it for me. But I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Hey, hold on for this. Don't go nowhere. I got follow-up questions for all that, brother. All right. So first thing is, so I'm glad we agree on the total, right? I think it's sharp money probably coming in on the under, being that you look at the Celtics there. The 2 games that y'all played in Atlanta, y'all lost the first one 122 to 130. Y'all gave up 130. And then y'all won the second one, but y'all still gave up 121 points and scored 129. So that's both of the games went over in Atlanta, and they went over by margin, 23.5 points and 19 points in both of those 2 games. Y'all come back home for Game 5 and lose Game 5, and it goes over, yet the total comes out for this one, and the total is getting bet to the under. I think that's sharp money as well, Finesse. I would agree, bro. I think this game goes under. But as far as the first quarter, first half, Finesse, so here's the question I got for you. and you probably just answered it, but I'm just curious if we're on the same wavelength. So for the first, so you said you mentioned leaning heavily to the first quarter, first half spread. Would you do half unit on the first quarter, first half spread and do the team total as well? Or would you stay away from the team total just because y'all might not need to get to y'all team total if y'all gonna play really good defense and hold Atlanta under their team total?
Yeah, the great questions. I think if we come out focused on the defensive side, I think that'll make our offense a lot easier. So I don't necessarily think if we're coming out and playing like that defense that we can't hit our team totals. I think those things are actually more correlated than it would be with other teams. I'm glad you mentioned that because I forgot to mention that first half team total. I think it was sitting at 60.5. I do like that. If I'm expecting them to come out strong, win the first quarter, and win the first half, I have no choice but to look over 60.5 in the first half. I think with our shot profile, I know Capella's doing a decent job defending the rim, which is part of the reason why we're settling. We also just do that all the fucking time. We just settle for bad shots. And then, cry. We drive once, don't get a foul call, bitch and moan about it, and then just settle for bad shots. And it's a continuous trend. But like I said, I think if we come out focused on the defensive side, I have no questions about at least covering the first quarter, first half. I like taking first half team totals rather than first quarter team totals. Just give these guys 12 more minutes to work. We've seen how different quarters can be, even within the same games. Guys will come out and score 19 points in a quarter and then score 40 plus in the next quarter. So I just like giving the guys, full 24 minutes to work. But that 60.5 number, when I went to go look at it on OzJam, shout out to OzJam, when I went to go look at it, I was expecting it to be 62.5, 63.5. So when I saw 60.5, I thought that was a gift line. So you mentioned the unit sizes and shit too. If I do become official on the first quarter, first half, they'll both be half unit plays. I'm not, although I'm confident in it, I'm not trying to, put a unit on each. If they come out lackluster and lose the first quarter, that kind of puts everything in jeopardy. That's, always the danger of taking first quarter, first half. So I'm rambling at this point. Yes, I like the first half team total. Half unit plays on a first quarter, first half total. First quarter, first half spread. I do think it's correlated. We come out defensively. I think that'll help our offense tremendously get easy shots. And I think we'll get good enough shots to just be able to hit, 40-45% of them. Score 65 plus in the first half.
Yep, I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and add that one, Finesse. I like it a lot. So Jeffrey brought it up in the chat, and I kind of mentioned it at the beginning as well. Then Finesse mentioned it, and we just kind of double back to it. So Celtics are averaging 66 points in the first half in Atlanta in this series. So Finesse mentioned, thinking that it was a gift. Also, if you just look at the playoffs throughout the entirety, all five games so far, the Celtics are averaging 66.6 points in the first half as well. So it does seem like it seems like a big gift. The Atlanta Hawks are winning the second half, but they're getting dominated in the first half. Losing the first quarter by average margin of 5, losing the second quarter by average margin of 6, and then they're winning the third quarter by 4 and winning the fourth quarter by 3. So, of course, situationally, Atlanta, back against the wall all over again. But I like Boston. Like I said, after they get punched in the mouth is typically when they start to punch back. And I gave out those numbers a little bit earlier. Boston is now 8-2 against the spread and straight up after a playoff loss dating back to the beginning of last season, last playoff. So I love everything that Finesse just said. What up, Finesse?
Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, we play Miami next round, correct? Because Philly plays New York?
Nah, y'all got Philly.
Y'all got Philly.
Yeah, I got Philly.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah.
So they had me fucked up in the space last night. So we got Philly. Obviously, we saw what happened in that series. I think that gives us even more motivation to close this game out. We do not want to go to Game 7 back at our crib from an emotional aspect, from a rest aspect. Going 7 games, even if we blow these motherfuckers out in Game 7, is a task for any team. So Philly's already a tough test, even though I do think we passed that test. But we have to close these boys out today. So I think if you like the Celtics to win, I think it's still like over 70% in the playoffs since 2020. Teams that win are covering spreads, especially as favorites. So if you like Boston to win, take the 7. I know it's daunting, but take the 7 while you can. We do not want to go to Game 7 with this team.
Yeah. Also, what I sound like I heard you say, Finesse, is that if you see a live line that's below the 7, hop on the live line as well, because odds come to, push come to shove, they probably gonna end up covering. And like I said, man, it's Boston got to get punched first. It's crazy to the psychology. I heard a lot of people blaming, and I'm gonna kick it to Dream because I do want to get to Dream. But I heard a lot of people blaming, Mazzulla at the end of the last game. Why has he got that stupid rotation in? Marcus Smart, this. It's like, nah, this is nothing new. Like last year, if y'all was around, I was doing these shows. Boston legit are 9-10 after they win a game. They win one, lose one. They're winning the next game by an average of 1 point. So after a win, after a win, they win the next game. They're not gonna win by margin. They just not locked in. Not psychologically, they're not locked in like that. But off a loss in the playoffs, they're 8-2. They're winning those games by that's straight up and against the spread. Winning those games by average of 10 points. And it don't matter. They actually play better on the road than they do at home in that spot. So if this team has the same, makeup, and they were doing the same thing under Udoka last year, I think that's what we see today, which is why, like I said, I got the 4.5 as soon as the game ended. I was happy. Extra happy now. But me and Finesse on the same wavelength as well. Celtics first half, team total over 16.5. I'm gonna put a little something on that as well. Dream, what's going on, my guy?
What's the vibes, man?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Can't complain, man. I can't complain. Did somebody say lotto? Did I hear my guy ChrisBeCappinn say lotto?
Yeah, a little tenth of a unit, little sprinkle, little something, Dream.
Yeah,
just to watch the game and enjoy it,
Yeah, we definitely whip something up for the people, man. But, quick recap, man. I was 1-3 on the pick. No, 1-3 on the picks I gave a pick. Maybe 1-4. Cavs fucked me 3 ways, 2 ways. Nah, they fucked me 3 ways. So no, 4 ways. So yeah, I was 1-4 on the picks I gave out up here. Shout out to the Cavs. De'Aaron Fox, he did go off. If you follow me, I had what my boy Great White like to call blood money bets. He thought the whole time we was talking about blunt money bets, we were saying blood money bets.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I gave out 3 lives after that to get us back to 4-4, man. So if you do follow me, man, just like I don't want to sound like like I'm the goat or nothing, but turn your notifications on because I like live plays, man.
That's a fact, yeah.
A lot of times my live plays be plays that I'm looking at that I just, I ain't want to play because I ain't want to give y'all 13 plays. So, I told y'all about that scenario. We cashed out, man, about people getting down 10, 15, and 20. The Heat, if you just did that, it was 9 plays. So if you just put $1, if you spent $9, you probably up like $30 or $40 today because the Heat plus 2,600 hit. And also a plus 800 hit as well. So now you probably have like $26 if you put $1 on each of those. So yeah, shout out to the Heat, Jimmy Butler.
I saw some crazy ass tickets. I saw a Jimmy 40 plus and the Miami win tickets. I saw some crazy ass tickets
with 3 threes. I saw that joint too.
That's crazy.
That's why I wanted to get the community together today, man. What we coming up with today? But it can't have Trae Young going for 35 because that shit ain't happening.
This the thing though. This why, man. Like even though I've been fortunate to give out the shit yesterday and the Giannis shit earlier in the week, I'm telling you, bro. The thing I love about Twitter is as soon as I hit one of those, you get humble because like my feed is gonna show me like a plus 40,000 out of nigga. I'll be like, damn, okay, I gotta get back in the lab. So, I see that right after my heat shit. I was like, oh, okay, I thought I did something. But I'm on I got one straight bet, a couple blunt money bets that we can talk a lotto for a quick second. I'm on the Celtics first quarter full game money line parlay. I do this often. Did it with Cleveland yesterday. When I'm too shook to play the spread or I want to get a better number live, I tend to do that. Kind of like Finesse just said, and everybody saying, I expect the Celtics to come out. They was embarrassed. And Embiid sitting back, rubbing his hands like Birdman, getting all this damn rest.
That's a fact. He was the winner the other night. He definitely won this game going back to Atlanta for sure.
Embiid like, oh, they playing with their fool? All right, yeah, 45, first game. So I think they come out. I think, just to answer your question quick, I think the game does go under. I think Atlanta does struggle to score. I think they're going to have a quarter where Boston just, like 33 to 18 them, and that's going to be the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what quarter that's going to be, but I think that's going to lead to the under. I'm on that. Boston to win the first quarter and then win the full game, and that's minus 115. Last time I checked, I got it at 110. far as blunt money bets, Trae Young 12 and 14 assists. Trae Young 4 and 5 threes. It's pretty simple. The assist is crazy now. I think the assist is like 300 and 900. I just checked the assists. His 14 assists is 900. Trae Young is averaging 14 assists the last 2 games. He had 15 with DeJounte Murray and then he had 13 last game. So in the threes, the same thing. The first 3, Trae Young, he's an overrated shooter. He's not that good and all that when it comes to shooting threes, but we all know Trae could get hot. We all know, like I came up there and said last time, Trae is a big game performer. And we all know Trae is going to keep shooting down 20 with 3 minutes left to get his stats. You know, that's kind of how they came back last game. Like, he was off for the whole game, then all of a sudden he hit like 2 or 3 threes, and it's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, give me the ladder on threes. He's attempted 10 plus threes the last 2 games. Even though DeJounte is back, I still think he did that because, like I said, the game that DeJounte was in, where DeJounte pushed the rep, Trae, he hit some BS threes at the end, but he did attempt 10, and he had 15 assists. So, those are the blunt money bets. I love them both tonight if Trae have a good game. And even before we get on the lotto, might as well get these out too, because I gave out the dubs and 6 plus 125 a couple of days ago, and that's looking good right now. I'm going to go ahead and give out Jamal Murray over 22.5 points, man. I got it at 125. DraftKings is 140 now. I played the 23.5. He averages 25 points a game pretty much in the playoffs for his career. He shot the ball 21 times in every game this playoff except for 1. So y'all know how it is. If you're going to give me 20 shots for somebody who, you know, line is 23.5, I'll take it. Or 22.5. But yeah, I played the 23.5 as well. So I took Jamal Murray over points. And I just took the Heat. Knicks under 207. No analysis, just feel like it's gonna go under. So yeah, let's talk lottos for a minute, my guy. I posted one on my page 5 minutes ago that I put in this morning. I think the best my leg for the lotto would be Trae Young 12 assists. That's like plus 3 something. But yeah, you can do Trae Young 12 assists. John Collins 3 threes. And Trae Young 4 threes, and it's like plus 10,000.
John Collins 3 threes?
Yes, sir. John Collins 3. Now, if y'all remember, I was giving out John Collins threes, and he was front on us. He did. He was bullshit. Now, I gave it out once to over 1.5 at plus 180. He hit that. Then I did the blunt money bets and all that. He ain't go. I should have been on him last game. But yeah, he got a crazy. He got a crazy. If you look at his home games. Bro, hit basically 2 threes every home game. Yeah, the crib, 2 threes is like almost a lot. I mean, I don't want to say lock, but no such thing as a lock, but bro, like 8 of his last 9, something crazy. Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
Okay.
So, I mean, the 2, you know, is like plus 160, plus 155. The 2 is still crazy value, I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty crazy. But the 3 is like plus 800 last time I checked, or 600, something like that last time I checked. So, yeah, I would add the Trae Young 12 assists. And the last thing I want to say is, Ben, my brother, get your butt up here and give me a play, man. It's been too long, man. Come on.
Me and Bill was chopping it up in the DMs last night. He was looking for some unders. He was like, yo, Chris, I need you to run some stuff.
Stick you out, man.
Yeah, Ben was trying to get on some unders, bro. All right, so Dream got a couple legs for us, man. The Trae assists, sitting at 9.5 on most books, but you ladder it up to 12. The over is plus money, so the books are anticipating them to go under, but you know, it's not too crazy juice to the under. Also, I was looking at while Dream was talking, I was looking at potential assists. So in the playoffs, in 5 games, he's averaging 10.2. Of course, one of those games was without DeJounte, but he's averaging 18.4 potential assists. That's the highest of any player in the playoffs so far in the first round, with Spencer Dinwiddie and Draymond Green coming in second and third, respectfully. Okay, so I like it. Trae 12 assists, John Collins, you can add his threes, you can add Trae Young threes, and then maybe Jaylen Brown on the opposite side. Okay, I like it. Let me kick it to Cam real quick and get Ben up as well.
Yo, be quick. Brown, how you doing? How's everybody feeling?
Good. What's going on, Cam?
Good, man. Good. Went 1 and 2 yesterday. Drew just old.
He stopped it up, bro.
That killed me. Not even going to be show up on defense if you got a bad offensive game. But, you know, Preston, stay true 100% in. So I got 4 plays, but these are all half plays. Like again, I'm not trying to get my money back to everybody, but I'm also on Boston first half. I'm pissed off I didn't take it when I was lower, but -4. Finesse the dog. For me, I should have bet it last night because once I saw Miami do what they did on Boston, I'm like, oh hell no. Like no, we're not letting that happen to us. And I just think mentally the stats say they're good for a top team. You can't be watching what happened last night and let any Chiefs have any breathing space. So I think Boston's going to crush them in the first half. So I took them -4. I'm also on DeAndre Hunter over 1.5 threes. He's a zigzag guy, so he either hits the prop or he doesn't. Off and on. He hit the three last game, but I correlated this with his points. So I was on his points, and then I looked at it closer and chose zigzag on his points. But the threes is more consistent because he doesn't get to the line. So he shoots a lot. He shoots like 6-7 threes a game, but he doesn't get to the line. So he's probably going to, if he hits 2 threes, he probably goes over the point line. Plain and simple. But I'm protecting myself from just in case this dude decides to shoot 8, 10, 12 times, 5 threes, and doesn't get to the line and has a bad shooting game. I'm just trying to protect myself a bit there. And it's -110. So I really like those odds. He's done it 4 times in the series. So DeAndre Hunter over 1.5 threes. And then I got to give some defense if that's it, obviously. I'm just going back to the low trade, 100% hit rate, over 1.5 stocks. He just, one of the steals they gave him in the last game, I really don't think they should have gave it to him. I thought it was phased, but because he was all over the defender, they actually gave it to Trae Young. He's just been active. He's been getting busy. He's not a great defender, but his hands are everywhere. And it was one of his steals where literally just somebody threw it away and he got it. So that's just on the floor and 100% hit rate. It's at -110. I still like it. So if it got 2 Chiefs, I wasn't going to touch it. And then I got a little parlay on defense, which is kind of I don't do the lottos, but for me, if I get into +185 or whatever, that's where I talk lotto. So I have unit on it, but I took DJ's 1.5 stocks and Marcus Smart's 1.5 stocks, which is +185. I do think Murray comes out. It is averaging 2 stocks in the series pretty much, and Marcus Smart before last game, where he was a little hobbled, was doing the same. He was actually, his line was over 2.5 for most of the series until he missed it last, so it dropped down to 1.5, but it's used at -170, so I parlayed him to +185. So those are 4 plays on today.
Okay. Hey, definitely some good looks there, Cam. I like these. Boston, the Hunter, like you said, zigzag gotta come into place, at some point in time. So I couldn't talk you off of that one either. And then Trae, like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. Just keep going back to the well. Although I will say, Cam, you did a good job of avoiding AD yesterday. AD actually came to play offensively, but defense wasn't there at all. Grizzlies really, took advantage of their youth, I think, and really tried to get out in transition. They pretty much ran us off the floor a couple times. Even when we came back, they just got right back to it and ran us off the floor again. They was trying to get down the floor before AD even got back. Because if AD not running back, then we don't got no rim protection at the rim. So that was smart on their end.
That was the thing that I do it too, and I should have played it. I was like, it would be historic if he'd gone over again. I should have just went the under plus money, but it's too hard to. You made a good point. It's too hard when that's the way you're gonna win, right? That's how you win. He knows that. So it's so hard to fade a dude who has the ability. It's not like it was flush. I watched all the games. Everything he did defensively was on point. So I'm sitting there being like, I want to fade him, but fading the guy who's actually just been a monster is kind of dumb sometimes. But yeah, I stayed away all this altogether, so I didn't hear my numbers. But hopefully he comes back around because I want the Lakers to win that series, man. I can't see the over anymore. Can't handle it.
Nah, that's a fact. Okay. Hey, appreciate you, Cam. Hope you catch the looks, man. Hope you catch the looks.
Hope everybody catches tonight.
Absolutely. Let me kick it to Ben, and then Pluto, I'm coming to you as well. What up, Ben?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man. What's going on with you?
I can't complain. Dream, I appreciate you. Something I've been on is these elimination game unders. When the team facing eliminations at home. Now, the one thing I don't like, so I'm afraid of what happened last night in that Milwaukee game, is that these teams come out hot, real hot. And looking at how Vegas has the ship price, right? We got a game total of, I think it came out what it opened at, right? We got a first half at 118, right? That's telling me we're getting points early and this shit's gonna come to a halt. So
Yep.
I'm gonna get live when that total gets in the upper 230s, because it will at some point tonight. You know, I did that last night. I got a little unlucky. You know, I just kept putting more money on it every time it would go up with the Milwaukee-Miami game. And I took it at like 241, 244, 247, 251, under, half unit. And that shit came to a halt just like it was supposed to. And then obviously overtime. So, you know, it was the right thought, I guess, right? So then the one play I'm on right now, pregame in this game, it's like, I'm going to be on an island with this one. Maybe someone will join me on the island just because it's a little juice, but I think it's juice for a reason. Is the first half to be higher scoring than the second half. That's at -140. I've just been watching all these playoff games, and these games just go to an absolute snail's pace with about 9-10 minutes left.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter.
Facts.
So I'm on that.
Okay. Nah, I mean, you're exactly right. I think it's for a couple different reasons. First of all, it's playoffs, so tempo just gonna slow down just a tad bit because you want to make sure you're running your sets, you're getting really good shots, and typically that doesn't happen if you're running too fast. Also, just energy, right? Everybody's playing hard on the defensive end, so you just run out of energy and you gas. Especially the older teams, like the Lakers, be having like 5 possessions the whole fourth quarter. They just walk the ball up the court. Bro, Bron's so old, man. You could just if you see how much energy and effort he didn't do it last night, of course, because we was getting smashed. But if you watch Game 4, man, Bron just run out of gas. The 20-point, 20-rebound game got him. I think it was still affecting him yesterday as well. Also, I saw some beat reporters saying that he was coughing and sniffling a little bit as well. So I don't know if he's going through some kind of viral thing or what. But just to your point, like games do slow down. What the one that cashed last night, Ben, was Golden State and in Sacramento. That's the one that cashed last night. They combined for like 49 points in the fourth quarter. Sacramento couldn't throw a rock in the ocean last night, and Golden State plays they're probably their best defensive game of the season in a must-win spot last night. So that was the one that went under. The Milwaukee Bucks gonna have to get rid of Budenholzer, I think. At least to me, it feels like, for them to be able to play defense the way that we know that they can play defense, because Budenholzer made no adjustments last night. You never put Giannis on Jimmy. It was bad. I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah, that was the one, man. Like if you got the lead, you got to be able to sustain that with your defense, especially if you got championship aspirations, because you can't just win with offense. And I think that they'll say that as well.
One more thing, Chris. If we look at the 4 quarters of all 4 games yesterday, we got totals of 39, 45, 48, and 50.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, we might as well just play the fourth quarter under,
Yeah, but like you said, like you made a good point though, Ben. You just take it live, especially if the number that you get live is higher than the pre total. You know what I mean? So like this game, like you said, if it gets to 240 and a half, 241, 239, you just play it then, because that the tempo is going to slow down, even if it looks like it's not. Same thing with the Lakers game. They scored like 60 points in the first half in the first quarter. So the first quarter flew over the total yesterday, but the full game stays under by like 10 points because the Lakers don't score throughout the rest of the game. So and you got teams just kind of mailing it in, getting ready for the next game, whatever the case might be. So really, really good point by you. Let's see. So far in the playoffs this year, it looks like, give you a stat real quick, Ben. It looks like first quarter totals are averaging 54 points. Second quarter totals are averaging 56 points. Third quarter totals are averaging 56.6 points. So it looks like the third quarter is the highest scoring, and then the fourth quarter is the lowest scoring. It's 26.4 to 26.9. So that's only 53.3 points in the fourth quarter. So everything you said, that's 45 game sample. That's every playoff game so far. Totals are 23 and 22 to the under. Average total of 222 and 22.7 points so far. So it's been some overs, it's been some unders for sure. The books are are definitely adjusting now to the unders, but fourth quarters, like you said, are definitely going under at a pretty pretty high rate as well. And then hold on, let me add one more thing real quick. So if I add that, let's just say somebody in the series has 3 wins, like you said, in an elimination game.
Nobody was even sniffing 56.5.
51.9, Ben, in 8 elimination games so far. We're getting a total of 51.9 points in the fourth quarter across 8 games so far. So there you go. That's the number you're looking for right there. Fourth quarter under. I like it. I like it a lot, Ben. Let me get the Pluto real quick. Appreciate you, Ben. Hope you cashed the look tonight as well. Appreciate you sharing that. I definitely think that's cashing. I'm actually surprised the odds are not worse than minus 140. I definitely think the first half goes over for sure. I like that bet a lot. DM me, Ben. I want to know where you got that at. What book did you get that at? And I'm going to kick it to Pluto. Pluto, what's up, man? It's been a long time since you've been up. What's going on, my guy?
Been a minute, family. What's going on?
I'm all right, man. How about yourself?
I can't complain, man. I've been crushing the playoffs, man. I've been trying to get on the stage. I know guys been reliable. The group that you've been having up, been crushing it, man. But unfortunately, I missed a couple of them. Was late to the party a couple times. But playoffs been good to me, man. Been making a lot of money on the road players.
Good. I like it, bro. I like it a lot. You got something for us today? What you looking at?
Yeah, I got a few looks I'm looking at. I'll drop them on y'all real quick. A lot of people on DeJounte Murray tonight for obvious reasons. I'm on him too. I'm not taking his points though. I'm going to go with his rebounds plus assists. It's over 11.5 at minus 104. So it's a real good number, real good odds. I feel like he's been over that line 3 of the 4 games he's played. The one game he was exactly on 11, so on the hook there. I feel like it's just a good number for him. He's working hard out there. He's going to play hard, play a lot of minutes. Even if that shot ain't falling, he still can grab some rebounds, get some assists. So I like that number. Another line I like is Marcus Smart. Not a big fan of playing him ever because it's just never fun, never easy. But I got to roll with Smart with that over 1.5 threes, minus 188. It's a little juice, but it's hitting 4 to 5 games. The volume going to be there. He's going to shoot regardless. A lot of tension on Tatum and Brown, of course. So I feel like Smart going to get his looks and hit them 2 threes. Moving on here, I'm on Tatum to rebound the ball. Over 9.5 rebounds, minus 110. Wouldn't be mad if you tweak it down. 8.5 is a little more juice, but minus 188. But it does give a little more insurance on the boards just in case. But he's been over in 3 of the 5 games. I know he's had 11, 10, 7, and 8. So it's a very hittable number there. I know one of them games he was under actually had 5 rebounds in the first quarter and just kind of stopped rebounding the ball. But he's going to play a ton of minutes. It's going to be expected to be a fast-paced game, a lot of rebound opportunities. It's a closeout game, so people can kind of be tight, a lot of missed shots early. So I just feel like it's a good spot for him to rebound the ball. A lot of focus going to be on Capella and Robert Williams boxing each other out. Just a lot of rebound opportunities for Tatum, I feel like. The last spot coming in, probably a good piece for the parlay. It's a plus odds look. I'm on Bogdanovic to hit 3 threes. It's plus 125. He's hit that line 3 out of the 5 games. I think the volume's going to be there. A lot of tension on Trey and DeJounte. Role players do shoot better and play better at home. And a lot of us could see a blowout in this game potentially. So if they get behind, I can see them, jacking up a lot of threes, trying to come back. So that's what I'm on today. I like a lot of spots here. So good luck, everybody.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate you sharing the looks, Pluto. Definitely some potential, like you said, if you want to take a few of those numbers and alt them down and, add them into a parlay, could not talk anybody off that. Sound like you did your homework and you got some good numbers there, man. Appreciate you sharing those for sure. What up, Finesse?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention a couple things. So, and great segue, I mentioned Bogey before, and Pluto just mentioned him. So something I just locked in on FanDuel, Bogey 2 plus threes and Brogdon over 2.5 assists. That's minus 112 on FanDuel. Like I said before, Bogey has 2 plus threes in all 5 games, and Brogdon has 3 plus assists in the last 4 games of the series. And then just a couple of 100% hit rate parlay pieces. So Marcus Smart, 10 plus points, that's hitting 10 straight, including every game in the series. Okongwu, 4 plus rebounds, that's hitting 10 games straight, every game in the series. And yeah, the bogey one I already gave. And then just a quick value look. So I'm already official in the first half, but I was looking on these books for double result lines. If you have points bet, the double result for Boston is minus 130. And same value on a lot of other books is hovering at minus 180, minus 190, which is obviously unplayable for me as a straight. So insane value if you have points bet. I'm probably going to take it just because of the value. I'm expecting them to win the game. Obviously, I'm already on the first half spread. So just a couple of things if you're looking for some parlay pieces and some great value. I know minus 132 some people don't like to take, but still you can make that bet knowing it's plus EV because you're getting so much value. So that's what I want to add.
No, that's a fact, Finesse. That's great info, man. I hope people caught that. So Finesse said bogey 2 threes and Brogdon 2.5 assists comes out to really, really good money if you want to parlay those two together. He also shouted out some other 100% hit rates like Marcus Smart 10 plus points. And then the double result would probably be the best one. Minus 130. Yeah, that's for Boston to win the first half and win the full game. Similar to what Dream talked about earlier as well. First quarter full game. So could not talk anybody off of that. And minus 130 is not a lot of juice, man. Laying 30 cents for that value, I would be there with you as well, Finesse. I'm probably going to fire points bet up. I ain't opened that app in a while, but yeah, I'll probably get on that as well. Appreciate you sharing that. Let me come back to Frag real quick. What up, Frag?
Yeah, just two things. That's cool, bro.
Yeah, what's up?
So I was just looking, they got, you guys were talking about Jason Tatum's volume for three, and, Finesse, I mentioned how Capella's, guarding the rim well, so he might, settle in the volume's been there. JT 5 threes, and then maybe a mixture of maybe Bogdanovic, maybe Trae Young, with Dream has said, they're going to be down maybe, and, he'll try to get his points late, with the threes. So maybe like 5 threes from JT, and then maybe 4 from Trae or 3. Could be like a two-teamer for like, little blunt money bets, as Dream said.
I like it. So yeah, so Tatum's averaging 3.43 threes made on 10 attempts for the series. Jaylen Brown right behind him, 2.2 makes on 5 attempts. He's shooting 44% from the 3-point line. Derek White's he's been the guy. He's shooting 6 a game, making 3 a game. He's shooting 50% throughout the entirety of the series. And Finesse mentioned Marcus Smart, 10 plus points as a parlay piece, averaging 15.6. So could not talk anybody off of those looks as well. And then you had one more thing, right?
Yeah. It's cool if you want to speak on it. If you want to save it for later, it's fine. I see OG Wham in the building. Lakers fan. Somebody with a Lakers slip. Future bet. What the hell's going on, man? Mr. Desmond Bain is getting whatever he wants, man, and it's getting alarming at this point. Someone's got it. There's a PP. You got to put a freaking warrant out for him or something, man. He's getting too loose for my liking, man. What you think's going on, man?
I think.
Speak on that. If not, it's cool.
I think so. Yeah, I'll speak on it real quick. But I think I think one thing Desmond Hart got the heart of a champion. I think that's first and foremost. And you see, when desperation time come, he might not necessarily be settling for them jumpers. Not to say that he not making his threes, but he's putting his head down. Like I think that the success that the Grizzlies is having, specifically in the in the last game, is more so. Like I said, they not even just being at the crib, because the Lakers won at the crib. I think the Lakers want to play at a slower pace. The Grizzlies want to play fast, right? So if they can get the rebound, like I said, and they can push it. I've been saying this since game 1, right? Their offense in the half court ranks 24th in the NBA. That's terrible for a team that actually had the best home record in the NBA. And it shows you that they know what the Lakers' weakness is. It's their ability to be able to get back. Bron and AD both injured, man. They not 100%. And Bron specifically, he old. Like you gotta run back, because if you don't, you're playing 5-on-4. And I think the Grizzlies realize that. They're taking advantage of it. Desmond Bain, Ja Morant, they're getting the ball and they're going. They're flying. If you go rewatch the game, they're flying up and down the court. That's why they scored so many points in the first quarter yesterday. So I think that just trying to use that to their advantage. I think the Lakers just got to do a better job of getting back, because you also see, not even just in this series, but you go back to the Lakers losing that game against the Rockets, before LeBron came back, Anthony Davis sit after they beat the Pelicans. The Lakers don't have a lot of rebounding and a lot of a lot of length to affect shots at the rim if you don't have Anthony Davis in the game. I talked about the Lakers being a plus 32 with AD on the floor throughout the entirety of the series, but when he's not, like the Lakers, their defense is not that great, man. So Anthony Davis has really been the guy that's been bringing it on the defensive end, altering shots, blocking shots, making some of those guys second guess, even coming down there. But if they're getting the ball, if the Lakers are turning the ball over, it's going to be a recipe for disaster because Ja Morant wants to get out and run in transition. Desmond Bane's going to be right there beside him, flying up and down the court. It leads to three-point, makes, three-point attempts. And you saw they were struggling to shoot the three-point ball. But a lot of that, is off secondary fast break. At least in my opinion, it's off secondary fast break, looks that they're getting because they're attacking the paint and kicking the ball out to the open three-point shooters. Luke Kennard, everybody not named Dylan Brooks is making three-pointers for this team.
Yeah, I agree with you. And just one last thing, my bad. So say if your Lakers do lose Game 6, are they cooked in Game 7? And would you bet against your Lakers in a Game 7 in Minnesota?
Nah. I wouldn't bet against them. Could they be cooked? Yeah, absolutely. One thing about the Grizzlies, man, is they play. They had the best home record, man. I know we talked about Denver, and I've been saying this too. You talk about Denver, you talk about the Bucks, you talk about Boston. The Grizzlies had the best home record at home, straight up, and you just need them to win the game. So I think that you hear the reports last night. Well, anybody who pay attention to the media, it's all hands on deck for game. This is Game 7 for the Lakers tomorrow. I'll tell you guys that. AD already came out and said if I got to play 48 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever I got to do tomorrow, I'm signed up for it. LeBron already came out and said he played like shit, and he said he will be better tomorrow. So I think he realizes he let the team down. But historically, that's what happens with LeBron, man. He's 0-4 in this 0-5 now in this situation when his team is up 3-1 and he's a road dog. He hasn't won a game or covered a spread in his career, dating all the way back to to the early Cleveland days. So that's what they do, man. I think you see a really locked in, motivated Laker team tomorrow because I don't know if they think that they could do it. And why put yourself in that situation, right? Like I always say, I've been saying this the whole time, Fred. I can't bet on the Lakers when they're fat and happy because if they're coming off a win, man, they just really don't care. Like it's like almost like they know, well, we can lose one here. But when they desperate, I think, you see another gear for them. And I think that's what you see tomorrow because, trust me, they don't want to go back. I wouldn't bet on the Grizzlies in Game 7, but I don't think I'd bet on the Lakers either. I think I just watch. I'd be trying to get a lot better. I don't think I'd bet on. I wouldn't be no pre-game action for me. But I do think the Lakers win tomorrow. Of course, I'm gonna say that. But I think the Lakers win tomorrow because I just think that they know how to win. They beat this team 3 times already, and I think that they can take away the strength of the Memphis Grizzlies, which is, like I said, the ability to be able to get out. If you make them execute in the half court, don't turn the ball over. You make sure you're the better rebounding team. I don't think it's that hard, man. I mean, not to say I don't think it's that hard, but I think they have the script to win the game because they've done it 3 times already in this series. So that's what I'll say about the game for tomorrow, Fred.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. My bad for keeping you up here, and appreciate the dialogue and also just hosting the space out of the blue, man. That's really dope, man.
No, absolutely, bro, absolutely. I'm always trying to talk hoops, bro. I live and breathe this stuff for sure. That's what that's what I do, bro. So yeah, for sure. I appreciate you though, Frag. And so real quick, let's just go back over because I talked about the lotto. A lot of great stuff. I'm gonna go back and kind of talk about a little bit of it. And you guys pick and choose what you want to add. If you're watching on YouTube, you can go back and rewind specifically this part so you can listen, or you could jot it down real quick. To build that lotto, the fun lotto, figure out what you want to do with it. But Frag mentioned DeJounte Murray first quarter points, 5.5. My guy in the DM, I forgot all about adding this. My guy in the DM said Robert Williams first quarter rebounds over 1.5. I love that look. Love Robert Williams. I don't even care if he started or not, because I just feel like if Atlanta got a chance in this game, it's gonna be because they're out hustling Boston. Atlanta don't got nobody on their team that's gonna out hustle Robert Williams, in my estimation. So I feel like Robert Williams gonna get a lot of burn. Like I said, I would add Robert Williams 7.5 rebounds, and I would probably sprinkle it all the way up to 13, honestly. Just because I feel like he's going to get the burn.
We see Looney have 20. yesterday.
Right. So I just feel like he's going to be the guy because that's Atlanta one's, that's the the Boston Celtics. If they're not locked in, they're not rebounding the ball. That's how Atlanta won the first game. They got Boston got out rebounded. So I don't think it's going to be a lack of motivation for the Celtics in this one. And I would be looking towards definitely looking towards Robert Williams rebounds. I like the first quarter look over 1.5. I think he's going to be out there. His minutes went up in the last game. I think we see, something like that again this game. So I'll be looking at his rebounds. But Frag mentioned DeJounte points, Jaylen Brown points as well. Finesse also endorsed Jaylen Brown points, even though he didn't play it. Just being the more, locked in Celtic. But, it's Friday the 13th, man. Is it? No, it's not Friday the 13th. It's Friday. It's Friday, and it's Jason. It's Jason on a Friday, man. So, maybe a Jason Tatum bounce back game, man. I couldn't talk anybody off that. So, then we got Bogey 2 threes from Finesse. We got Tatum threes, and you don't have to play the 3.5. You can just, you alter 2.5 if you want. We also got Trae Young 12 assists by Dream, and you can play the regular line at 9.5 as well. If you want to put John Collins threes in there, if you think it's one of those games for him, you can add his threes or DeAndre Hunter threes. Cam mentioned DeAndre Hunter threes. And then you also can add Marcus Smart. I know Pluto just mentioned Marcus Smart over 2.5, over 1.5 threes, and Tatum rebounds as well. If you guys want to alt that line down a little bit. Also, Finesse mentioned Bogey threes, two plus threes for Bogey, and Brogdon 2.5 assists. So those are like really, really good, parlay pieces in my estimation. You just got to kind of figure out what you want to play. Like I said in the beginning, if I'm playing, anything in mind, I'm looking at Capella to go under just because I think Okongwu continues to eat those minutes up. I would look at his under points and his under rebounds. I would also look at Tatum. I think Tatum, bounced back from that 1 for 10 shooting night tonight. And the reason why Boston is, able to take so many threes is because Atlanta continues to get beat off the dribble, and Boston going to continue to share the ball. So I think the 3-point look's going to continue to be there for this team. And I that's why I like Tatum threes. I think it's a bounce back game for him in a in a closeout game as well. I don't think he comes out as shy as he did in the last game. So those are the parlay pieces for today. You just like I said, you kind of got to figure out what you want to play. Official play for me, I did, like I said, I jumped on the team total over for Boston in the first half, over 60.5. And the only other play that I gave out was, like I said, Boston full game minus the 4.5. Last thing I want to say is Ben mentioned, something really, really important, I think, with the total coming down from 232 down to 230. Definitely if you see a high score in first quarter, first half, and it gets up to about 238, 239, I'll be playing the under because I do expect the pace to slow down in the second half. Boston's offense doesn't play as well. They're not as locked in the second half most of the games. And, you're just going to see a slower pace in the second half as well, but especially if both teams are playing hard early. So we got live looks, we got parlays, and we got first half for me specifically, team total over for Boston. 60.5 is what I played it at. And that's all I got, man. Best of luck to everybody. I'm going to get up out of here because I don't know what time the game starts. Frag, I see your hand up. What up, Frag?
Yeah, my bad. I just want one last thing. Maybe Robert Williams double sprinkle, or even like you said, 10 rebounds. I mean, the way people are coming with the info. I think he had success last game, or prior game. I think he had like 15 rebounds or something. So that could be a look double, or just kind of sprinkle the rebounds as you said.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a fact. Definitely, double. I don't know if he's gonna score the points, but I could not talk you off the double. I think I just like the rebounds more so I don't have to worry about him scoring, just in case he finished with 7 or 8 points. But couldn't talk you off. If he get the points, it's gonna be because he hustling, he rim running. They definitely not running no plays for him. So decent, solid, super solid show today. I think hour and 20 minutes on one game, man, and we didn't even we touched on the next game for 2 seconds. So appreciate everybody for coming through. Hit the like button for me on your way out. And we'll be back tomorrow to break down the 2 games in the Western Conference, Game 6, elimination games as well. Y'all be good, man. Best of luck tonight.